Hey, what's happening? How y'all doing? Welcome to another edition of What the Hell Longhorn. Sunday, 8 o'clock. I'm here. Yep, a couple of minutes late. You know, things happen. And I hope you had a great week. I've had a great week. I've had an amazing week. Happy Thanksgiving, belated Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was amazing. I got to hang out with my friends and family. Got out, saw some comedy. Had something amazing happen. For thank you for your service today. We received a great donation from Mid America Military Salute. I thank y'all very much. Our mission will continue. I'm gonna look into my magic mirror right quick. Who do I see? Let me see. I see Dave. I see Charlotte. I see Nanette. Man, I see y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I know Sunday's a busy day for everybody. Y'all still eating them leftovers? Yeah, I'm still eating leftovers. I admit I'm still eating leftovers because leftovers are good for you. I don't care what nobody say besides money costs. Food costs too much to be throwing it out. So anyway, I had me some pecan pie. Yes, I did. Y'all know I love pecan pie. I love my pecan pie. So I'm proud you could help me too, Dave. I really am. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I see Coley in my magic mirror. Glad to see you made it and everything. So, but got to hang out at this new comedy spot in not St. Louis, it's in Fallon, Missouri, a place called Backdoor Comedy and Events. Saw my boy Josh Alton there. That was really cool. Sylvia, I see you. But what else did I do? Didn't do any comedy this weekend, but I got out and saw some comedy, hung out with some folks. Again, I just have to tell y'all, I am just too outdone with the generosity of my family in Quincy, Illinois, because they are family. They, as a matter of fact, check out my Facebook page. I'm gonna put up some pictures from it today. But they donated $3,200 to thank you for your service. So our mission will continue. Hey, Nanette, I see you in my magic mirror. Queen Rachel, I see you in my magic mirror. Sylvia, I see you in my magic mirror. But I'm overjoyed. I just am. I'm walking on clouds. You know, we went up and got to check today and had lunch. We actually got to sit down and have lunch and talk. So, which brings me to our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is you never know who is watching. You don't. You never know who's watching. You never know who sees you. You never know how they see you. And I know I mentioned it last week. You know, I guess it's a callback of sorts. I want to be the guy who I would like to meet, or I try to be the person whom I would like to meet because you never know who's watching. Never know who's paying attention. You never know who is wanting to help you to move to that next level in your life. Despite what it may be, despite what it is, what's going on in your life, there might be just somebody there that's watching and paying attention to you that wants to help you. Then again, there might be somebody who's watching you and taking cues from you in order to proceed with their life. Case in point, I y'all know Lil Horn, Makai, grandson. He's grandson number. He's the third oldest, but he's my son's son, Makai Lil Horn. I took him to get his hair cut this weekend, and long story short, the young man who cut his hair was a friend of my son since they was little guys, and now he's being a barber, taking care of his son, doing what he's got to do. And he told me something that just shook my soul. He told me that being around me and watching me with my son and watching me get up and go to work every day and spending time with my family and doing the things that a father's supposed to do, taking care of his people and making money legitimately, swayed him from a path that he could have taken that would not have been, that could have very well, he could have ended up dead or in jail. He could have ended up not having the son that he had. And it brought me to tears because honestly, all I was doing was just doing what I believe was right. Taking care of my kids, raising my kids, taking care of home, taking care of family, spending my quality time with them. But turns out, after talking to a couple other people, the young men from back in that day, I used to coach football. So some of those gentlemen I have talked to, and on my Facebook page, they've even acknowledged me and said, hey, man, you was the most positive role model that we had. I just thought I was just doing my job. But at the same time, I did not realize that these young men were watching me. I'm flattered. I'm honored that they would even look at me as a role model. And then I look back I watch my uncles my Uncle Snookum, my Uncle Johnny, my Uncle Roosevelt. I watched them how they were with their families. I didn't spend a lot of time with my father growing up. Much like some of us, others. I didn't spend a lot of time with him. And whose fault is that? I don't know. Don't care. I'm too old to worry about it at this point. But I watched them, and then now these young men watch me. And for somebody to tell me this blew my mind. And it goes for you. You never know who's watching you. You ladies who have daughters, your daughters are watching you every move. They're learning from you. Hey Roger, I see you and Jaden. Uh, thank you very much for the compliment. But like Roger, for instance, Rodden has a son named Jaden, just turned 14 years old. Yes, I actually pay attention. Jaden is watching him. Ladies, y'all have daughters. Your daughters are taking cues from you on how to proceed in life. Yeah, they are watching closer than we think. We think that, oh, the baby see it. The baby 10 years old, they don't know what they see. These kids are growing up fast. They see it way more than we saw when we was growing up. Because honestly, we have taken the constraints off. The kids are not walking around with blinders on anymore. Because remember back in the day, if you were a child and you walked into a room with grown people, they would tell you, get your little ass up out of here. Grown folks in here talking. Now the kids come in, sit down, pull out their phone, damn near smoke a cigarette and drink a drink with you because nobody tells them to leave anymore. But this is but we're setting that model. But then some still tell them, hey, grown folks talking, you need to get up out of here. And you got something to do, go in the other room, play with your friends, go in the basement, go somewhere. But we in here doing what we do. Role models. You never know who's watching. I was talking with my family today, and it's not often that we get a chance to sit down and break bread and talk because usually I come in and we're doing the function, we're doing the comedy show, we're doing the setting up the event or the event's already going, and I come in, I hug the family, hey, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Make a little small talk, but it's sincere and it's genuine. And then I start moving around, shaking hands or getting ready to get on stage or whatever it is, but we don't get a chance to just sit down and break bread. But don't get me wrong, they've been riding with me for 7, 8 years now. And I learned something today. And I had to fight back tears. I'm a big softy. I am. Our brother will cry. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take a bullet for you. But at the same time, you give me a flower, I'll probably cry on you. So just some real talk. Without going through a bunch of detail, I know I share a lot about me and my life with y'all through this medium. And I did not realize that some of what I shared with them, with some people, have hit close to home. I appreciate them sharing that back with me. But at the same time, the thing that that brought me close to tears was that I did not realize how much they had learned from me about my life through my comedy. And then to tell me that they could see how my comedy is real, because a lot of what I talk about is real. It just adds some comedy to it. So it just struck me. It struck me in my heart. And it made me realize, and I guess I've always been kind of conscious about what I talk about. I try not to get too deep. I don't talk about politics or religion because, politics and religion are like NASCAR. They're like NASCAR. You good as long as you're going straight, 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 left turn, left turn, left turn. You mess around and make a right, it's over. But you just never know. I was told that there's a young man in my life that emulates me. My son. I didn't realize that. I had to be told. So, thank you, Dave. You're an amazing man yourself, bro. And no, this is not just Dave and I compliment each other back and forth thing. I'm reading the Facebook as I'm talking to y'all. But the role models, you never know who's watching. And honestly, I wish more of us, and I'll say it, you can write me all the hate mail or email you want to. I wish more of us men would stand up and be the men that we're supposed to be. Plain and simple. I'm too old. I'm no player. I'm too old to be player. I'm old enough to be coach. But there's a lot of men out there and a lot of women that we need y'all to stand up, stop wallowing around in your own self, what you got going on in your life thing, and look around and see who's watching you, who's paying attention to you. Who are you helping to direct in their life, whether you're directing them directly or indirectly? Because there are some. There are a lot of people who are paying attention to you that you really don't realize. Just like this that we do here, What the Hell Longhorn? I got an inbox from somebody who I never expect to get an inbox from that actually pays attention to the show. They may not watch it live with y'all, which I appreciate y'all, but they watch the show. Matter of fact, a couple of topics that I've talked about have come from them. But we have to be our own role models. Let's stop looking at these movie stars and these football players and the our politics. Let's, maybe even, maybe we need to get just a little closer to each other, start looking at each other and seeing how we are doing things, how we're moving, how we're handling things, how we're taking care of life, how we're taking care of each other. Because, quite frankly, if the power went off tomorrow and the internet went down, what do we have? This is what we have. We have each other. Life and family and friends and associates are so, so, so important. So we have to be the role models. Pick a role model. Go through your history books and find somebody who you think you want to be like. But then here's the tricky thing about history. Everything is not written down in history. Everything's not recorded accurately in history books. Yeah. But we know good, we know good, we know bad. We know good versus evil. We know how to do the right thing. We know how to say the right thing. We know how to be the people who we would like to be. We know how to be the person that we would like to be. And these days we're still caught up in this me movement. Sound like we're trying to warm up for a church choir. What about you? What about we? What about us? What can we do better to have a better tomorrow? I go to speak at schools every chance that I get. If I get invited, I go to speak every chance that I get. I talk to young people every chance that I get. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm making an investment in my future. Why do I say that? No, I'm not putting money in their hands. I'm putting wisdom in their head is what I'm trying to do if they'll listen. But it's just like any seed. If you take an apple and eat the apple, you take the seeds and you just throw them out in your yard, those seeds will grow. You may not be around when that tree comes up, but that tree will grow and it will bear fruit. So what I'm doing and I'm asking you to do is to spend some time with the young people. You ain't got to go into schools and be on stage, man. Just talk to the young people, invest in them, get them to put their phone down, take their phone from them, and talk to them. I'm investing in my future because these young people are going to be the ones who's going to be taking care of us in the next 10, 15, 20 years. If you got an 18-year-old, guess what? In 28 years, in 10 years, you're going to be 28 years old, damn near 30. You're going to be running something that's got something to do with you or somebody you know. And if we don't take the time to be role models for them then, for now, what are we going to get later on? They say if you put crap in, you're going to get crap out. I don't blame millennials for the way they act. Why? Because we raised them. Yeah, that's real. We have to be role models because we don't know who's watching. We don't know what they're learning from us. I learned how to be a player from a couple of my uncles. I can't say that was a good thing to learn how to do, but it taught me. I learned that, but then my mother turned around and taught me actually how to treat a lady. Made a big difference in the world. There's a motto I still use to this day, and I tell young people all the time: never do anything to a woman that you wouldn't want somebody to do to your mother. And because of that, I was a virgin until I was 21 years old because it was hard for me to imagine somebody slapping my mom around talking about who's your daddy, who's your daddy. That's just nasty. But I'm joking. But seriously, we are that role model. I need you to be one. I need you to raise your people, not just yours, those around us. We have a tendency. We raise our daughters and we love our sons. I'm gonna say that again. We raise our daughters. We do. We raise our daughters to be strong young women, to be independent and take care of themselves. But then we baby our sons. We love our sons. We got to get back to teaching these young men to be men, not coddled or both. Being men, being able to take a punch. And I'm not talking about a physical punch. I'm talking about a punch from life. Without they take a punch and go running looking for my mama. Life beat me up. Shut your little bitch ass up and sit down somewhere. Learn the lesson. Keep moving. We are our role models. We need to be better role models. I'm not saying I'm the best. I got a long way to go. But I'm trying to be the best role model I could be. So I'm going to ask you, I don't care how old or how young you are, how about you be the person that you would like to meet? And how about you spend some time with those young people around you and show them that there's something better in life? So with that, again, thank you to Mid-America Military Salute. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, the whole team. I really appreciate y'all. With the money that was donated, we're going to be able to thank almost 5,000 veterans. Yes, the mission does continue. Charlie Mike, the mission continues. And I'm just overjoyed about it. I'm tickled pink about it. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's something that I have actually dreamed of for 7 years, being able to do this. So thank y'all for helping make a dream come true. It's an amazing, it's amazing when people believe in your dream. And I can say me and my family have actually taken and stuffed every envelope. Every envelope. I think one time we sent out just envelopes and cards in the dog tags and let them put them together. But that was one time. Out of that over 16,500 that we've done, we have stuffed them. We have put them together. So that means a little bit of love went with every one of those packets of vets. And Quincy, my family in Quincy, y'all have made it possible for us to thank almost 5,000. Yes. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, 5 dancing hamsters with mini skirts on, dancing around a fire. All jokes aside, I am greatly appreciative. And I thank everybody who supports our mission. I thank y'all who support Laughter Has No Color, our comedy booking agency. Thank you, Coley. I know you do. I thank y'all for supporting Longhorn Comedy, me and my comedy and my antics, my crazy self. I know I'm touched. Thank y'all for believing and being behind. Thank you for your service. But most of all, thank you for being who you are. And I just want you to be better every day. Respect our vets. Keep God first in your life. Take care of these kids. $2. I'm Longhorn. Out.